up, everybody? Welcome to Mali Girls White Belt Series. We're here at UFC Waikele under Coach Chris Templo's program. Tonight I have Scott Naputi and Brandon Salvador. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
How's your guys' class tonight?
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
What'd you guys cover tonight in class?
Delahiva was
Delahiva.
yeah,
Delahiva.
different sweeps from Delahiva.
Sweet.
I'll have there's kind of Kazushi back and forth and then sweeps.
That's my favorite guard. It's my favorite guard, Delahiva.
I was having a hard time, especially on bigger guys with like longer legs. I was missing the off balance part. I was using too much legs. So it was just a question I had asked him. He's like, well, why don't we just go over it, you know? So he gave like different approaches and different sweeps, forward, backwards, if they break your grip, you know, just different things like that, different looks.
Delahiva's a quick guard. He's a quick guard, you don't rest in it. Like half guard you can rest, Delahiva you cannot rest.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you guys are both 4-stripe? 3-stripe? 4-stripe?
4-stripe.
I'm on 4-stripe today.
4-stripe. All right. We're getting close right to there. All right, Scott, tell me how you got started with Jiu-Jitsu.
I got started actually the first time when I was 12 years old. I was in Vegas and my cousin's friend came down from Guam, and Jiu-Jitsu is pretty big over there, like MMA. And so he's like, you want to roll? We were sitting in the grass and I was like, what is rolling? Can we roll a blunt or something? So we started rolling and he just worked me. I couldn't do anything about it. So that kind of intrigued me. So I wanted to do that. And then as I was growing up, I saw BJ Penn on TV. Always wanted to do that. So I enlisted in a jiu-jitsu gym in Yuma, Arizona when I was like 15. I was there for like 3 months. It was good fun. I learned a lot. And then after that, I stopped. I went to college, was busy, so I kind of was on the back burner for a long time. But finally, I got to get back into it with my kids. And that's kind of where we're at now. So it's been a year and a half, or almost a year and a half.
How old when you started over here at UFC?
What's that?
How old were you when you started over here at UFC?
37.
37. Okay.
I always wanted to come back to jiu-jitsu.
That's awesome. What about you, Brandon? How did you get first started?
I started in December 2025. Maddox, my son, he kind of got the whole family into jiu-jitsu. Like my daughters do it too now. But yeah, he did it. I was the dad that was standing at the railing, you know, making like I knew what jiu-jitsu was, and you know. But yeah, it was. I think it was one of the tournaments. I had done private trainings for him, and he ended up getting submitted fairly quickly, back-to-back matches, and I took him to the side and kind of just, I guess, went into him a little bit. I was that guy, you know, so I went into him for a little bit, turned around and I saw you, Carter, Coach Chris, you know, just kind of looking at me, and the look, I knew already I'd messed up, so I was like, you know, and I think either you or Coach Chris kind of made the comment, it's easier to talk when you're not on the mats or you've never been on the mats, and I kind of took that as like a challenge, a bet, you know. So I think I bought a gi that weekend. I took a picture of it. I sent it to you, and that's kind of how I got into it. He was kind of pushing me to join as well. So it's just like a perfect storm of an opportunity to get involved.
It's kind of interesting, right? Because before you guys started jiu-jitsu, you guys never even knew each other, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Barely.
And like now you guys are like
my
hangout
brother.
buddies and like best of friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu really changed our lives.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is a
I think the first time I met him, Maddox had hurt his knee at the in-house, and then he went to go check on Maddox's knee. He came up to me. He's like, "Is it okay if I look at Maddox's knee?" And I was like, "Yeah, shoot. Like, let me know like how bad it is, you know, or whatever." And that was kind of it. After that, we just,
yeah. Because you brought the kids here because you had another friend, right, that was doing jiu-jitsu here already, right?
Yeah.
Previously, right?
Yeah, my son had a friend, Luca, from kindergarten, and so they were here for a couple of years, I think, and invited us over. Finally, we came in, and that's how Kai and Mai got started. Yeah, my son is Kaisen. He's 8. My daughter Mai is 10. So now they're in love with jiu-jitsu.
Because you have three in jiu-jitsu
Three
now,
now,
right?
yeah.
So Maddox, Mackenzie, and Mia.
Mia,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I always I'm happy when families do jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
Yeah, it really brings them together, and it's a special bond. Like with me and Carter, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a huge thing, yeah.
It's cool to see too that relationship, you know, able to work through things on and off the mats, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think it makes it easier for us to come to jiu-jitsu because our kids are going too. So
Oh, yeah.
we gotta go too.
yeah.
Yeah, because just like my house, my wife is just not into jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
But at least they're supportive,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They let
yeah.
us come, they let us train.
Yeah.
Not always happy that we spend a lot of time doing it, but they are supportive. for
My wife
sure.
will be mad if she when she hears this. She said she always tries to like do subs to me at home, like tries to take me down. So I'm saying one day she's gonna get on the mat, she can do jiu-jitsu, guaranteed. Just a matter of time.
I kept teasing her when we were here. Come on, you should just try it. Oh, I don't like that, you know. The people are too close. So I get it. It's not. They say it's for everyone, but I get it. It's not always for everyone. There's some people that just, you know, it's just not their thing. So I understand that, right?
I kind of feel like that's everybody's, like, you know, they have their own opinions about it, but it's like just start. That's all you have to do. Like, jiu-jitsu is an easy sport to fall in love with. You know, you just got to
much-
get started.
It's much more than what you see on the surface, I think.
Yeah.
Much more.
Was there a point, like, of course you guys come to the first class, do you guys kind of remember what the first class was like for you? Not for when you were like a teenager, but when you started here at UFC.
My first class was with you and Carter, so it was pretty awesome. It was actually pretty easy because you knew you from the kids, and then you're really welcoming and really kind of guided me even for that first class. So I think just in general in the jiu-jitsu world, I've been welcomed anywhere we go. So that's what's cool. The culture is awesome.
That's
Everybody's
beautiful.
real humble.
What about you, Brandon? You kind of remember your first class?
Yeah, my first class, Robbie almost ripped my head off. We were doing situationals, and you start off on the back. Robbie didn't have a belt on. I didn't know who he was, and he was just kind of sitting on the side. And he's like, "Oh, you want to partner up?" I was like, "Oh, sure." You know, I don't know who he is. It's like, okay, cool. He took the back, and he ended up trapping both my arms. And he sunk the bow and arrow choke, and I was thinking, oh God.
I didn't even know what bow and arrow was.
I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what the hell is going on? You know, I was like, shoot. And then like he kind of like, he was on this side and kind of like looked around, and he saw that I was like choking. So he let go, and he's like, you should tap. And I'm like,
What is that, man?
I was like, I can't. You have my arms. Like, he's like, oh, you can use your foot to tap. I was like, where's that in the manual? You know?
Yeah. You gotta have that help.
Yeah, that was. And then the throat was sore like the next. I was telling you, I was like, oh shoot, I can't even, like, it hurts to swallow, you know, like, frick. But yeah, that was a very humbling experience. But Robbie's a good guy, you know.
Robbie's a super good guy. Yeah.
Had I known he was, I think he was a purple belt at the time, I probably would have told him no.
Was there a moment where you felt like I'm hooked on jiu-jitsu? Like this is like I gotta go every day. I'm thinking about jiu-jitsu 24 hours a day. Was there a point that it came like that, or pretty much when you started, you were just like full on hooked into it?
I think the first, I guess that UFC is when I really got hooked into it. Like I was doing Muay Thai before, and then I kind of stopped because it was mainly trying to get the kids into martial arts. And my daughter didn't really like it at the time. It was really violent sport. So I kind of left that on the side, did my own thing running, but nothing was satisfying. When I got on the mat and remembered like all the things and realized, oh, this is it. I think the first time around the mat, that's the start. I don't think I missed many classes since then. So.
What about you, Brandon?
I would say, yeah, pretty much from the get-go.
I guess because you were kind of exposed to it from Maddox's time already.
Maddox was, 3 years in, so
Yeah.
I mean, I was here at pretty much every practice just watching, and
Right.
you know, so coming in, wouldn't say like I knew anything, but you know, I mean, I knew basic stuff just from watching, right?
Right.
But it's a different, like you said, it's a totally different game when you're on the mat, and you know, they're doing stuff to you. It's like, you know, you just kind of fall in love with the sport. It's like little it's like a puzzle. You know what I mean? That's exactly how I view it as. It's like a puzzle. You're trying to figure little pieces out.
Thinking man's sport, yeah.
Yeah. And it's never the same thing over and over again. Every person is a different role. Every body, different body type, different skill level. So it's always a challenge. That's what makes it fun, in my opinion.
Because you guys are both very athletic in your guys' younger days, right? Like you played basketball a lot, right?
Basketball, football, yeah.
Yeah, you were super athletic, and you played.
I played soccer from when I was 3 all the way to college.
You played at college, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are like into sports. So you think that kind of helped you segue into this in any way, or it's kind of like I know you have a very strong mindset. Like you have a strong will. Whenever I see you compete, like you could be near death's door, but you never give up. Like you're just like this bulldog that just doesn't give up.
Thank you.
See that. I can see that. Like every comp, you're like that. Yeah. And you're kind of the calm, kind of mellow guy, but you're like the silent assassin. You're calm and cool, but I know something is going on inside over there.
It's calm until you piss him off, and then it snaps.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm not seeing Scott get mad at anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be around. I don't want him to be mad at me.
Yes.
I shouldn't get mad. I just laugh when he gets mad.
I always liked that it was like a thinking game. Like keeps your mind like running. And we always talk about it like at nighttime. You're just positions running through your mind, like the little pieces kind of going, and it's just like a never-ending, always learning sport, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
I always call it like it reminds you of like organic chemistry from college. Kind of nerdy, but like it's like mirror images of each other, the top and the bottom, and how you put the pieces together. That's how you kind of make everything work.
I was listening to this podcast, and the guy I think he had like a boxing, like he was doing boxing, but he said at some point boxing becomes not monotonous, but you can only throw so many punches, and then it's all like reflexes and how quickly can you respond to different things versus like jiu-jitsu. Like if I had to rely on reflexes and speed, I wouldn't be able to keep up, right? I'm 63 years old. How am I going to keep up with Carter, right? Like 25 years old. So that's what I like too. Like even an old guy like me can still be relevant and still do jiu-jitsu with people. Yeah. You guys are both competitors. Yeah.
Try to. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys compete, right? So, talk to me about your first recollection of your first comp that you did, like the feeling that was running through your head, or the preparation and all of that kind of leading into that first match that you had.
I think the first competition was Triple Crown. My son, Maddox, asked me if I was going to compete, and I was only like 2.5, 3 months in. I was like, bro, I'm going to get mopped. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, just try it. And then I think Scotty too was like, yeah, let's just do it. So we went in. My first match, I just went all out, 100%.
Oh, you're a dog.
I was like, I remember my hands are so sore. I couldn't even like open my hands. I felt like throwing up.
You looked like you're gonna pass out, but you kept pushing.
Pushing. There was times where I was like, oh man, this sucks. But I was like, I'm not gonna lose. In my head, I was like, I'm not gonna lose. And I made it through. I ended up winning that one. I went to the sideline, and I felt like I just like caught my breath, I guess. And then they're calling me to the mat again. And I was like, oh, what? I was like, yeah, and that guy just killed me. I think I lost 11-0 that second match. And then I ended up going for third place against a guy that used to train over here, my friend James. He trained here, but then maybe about a month in, when I started, he moved over to United. And we ended up facing each other in comp, and I was thinking, man, this guy beat me up all the time over here, but I don't know, I guess there's just something in me that just kind of, it's like, it's going to be a different story today, and I ended up winning, luckily, on points. I think I beat him 4-2, and then got third place on my first tournament.
Awesome. Like I said, bro, I was there and I watched you, and like after the first match, I go, how is he gonna fight his second match? Look like he's on death's doorstep. And then boom, next thing you know, he's out there fighting. What? He got a third match. Like he just kept going, bro.
Yeah. That was a rough one. I just remember, I think after the first match, I think I like just collapsed on the mat, just like, duh. I was like, you know, I don't even know what was going through my mind. Just like, you did it, you know, like you're done, you did it. And then, so, oh, you got another match. I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of. But I think that grind, that initial grind, was kind of something I needed to kind of kickstart the mental part of jiu-jitsu. And I know you touch on that a lot in terms of the mentality, you know, staying mentally sharp. Mine was just I wasn't gonna quit, you know. But I think that's kind of probably how we ended up, you know, getting close and working on that you know, fine-tuning that.
I guess the other aspect, right, that maybe you weren't even thinking about at the time, but you're showing off for your kids too, right? Look what that, like, Dad didn't give up. Like, I just kept pushing through this thing. Right? You probably weren't even thinking about that, but you were just driving through it, right? At the end of the day, they saw how hard you pushed, like, and you just drove through it. And that old school mentality, like, just grind, just keep grinding, right?
That's all I had. I didn't have any skill.
You always talk to me about that, how when you were playing soccer in your sports, like, just keep pushing, just keep pushing. So that's
zero skill, just all energy. That's all I had.
Sometimes
it got me through my first comp.
What about you, Scott?
For me, my first tournament didn't go too well. I think a month before, it was Triple Crown too. A month before Triple Crown, that's had my first jiu-jitsu injury, I guess. My knee popped out, like, doing stand-up. I never really got it checked out, but now I know what's going on. But yeah, so it would pop out anytime I stand up, so kind of worried about that going into the match. Pretty much just got taken down and then worked from the bottom, and then I lost by points, I think 9-2.
That was a big dude,
single
though.
elimination. Yeah, I think
you went up to weight. There's nobody in your division, right? So you had to fight.
My weight. I dropped weight for no reason. Oh, that was crazy. I dropped weight for no reason. Had to go back up, and then I think down to age division. But it was all good. I think it was a blessing in disguise. Like, to be on the bottom and not know how to escape it, kind of lit a fire under me. So my game has been built from my back and escapes, and I found the love for looking for escapes. And my favorite part of jiu-jitsu is sweeping. So I love sweeps even more than I love submissions too, but sweeping is nothing like effortlessly taking the top from the bottom.
Seeing the guy work so hard to get a position and then just take it away from him.
I don't know. So that's kind of how my whole jiu-jitsu game kind of grew, was just learning from the bottom. Yeah.
That's why I always, like, when I was here, right, I would always tell people it's not required to compete, but it will, if you want to get better at jiu-jitsu, it'll definitely expose your weaknesses and your strengths, right? And then now you have something to focus on, right? Instead of mindlessly coming to class and just randomly doing stuff. Yeah.
I think that's the best part about jiu-jitsu. You don't really, or competing rather, you know, you come here, you roll, like, how do you know if what you're doing works, right? Like, you gotta challenge yourself by going to comps, rolling with other people that, you know, don't know what you guys have been practicing or whatever, seeing if it works. I think that's the fun in the competitions and stuff.
Right?
The best part of competition is, for me, is like the build up and the work you put into it. Like, jiu-jitsu made our families really close, our kids and us. So before, like, every comp, pretty much, we're like firing each other up, we're drilling in the mats and trying to, like, just work all the little pieces in our game, and that was always enjoyable. And, like, see all the work he puts in and taking home the medals, it's like really rewarding. I think it's pretty awesome. And then the kids feed off of that too, and you can see the bond, and then they build bonds. It's just a big, I guess, positive relationship building thing, I guess.
So many positives from jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Mental, physical, relations, right?
I think the build up to competition, the grind, the being fatigued and still pushing, I think that's the part that I actually enjoyed the most. Competition is competition, right? I mean, you get the nerves still, you're still nervous, right. You still get those butterflies. I think I'm older, right? So there's not too many things that give me butterflies anymore, so having butterflies in the stomach before competition, I've learned to, I guess, accept it and kind of enjoy it. It sounds weird, but just know that there might not be many opportunities left in life that gives you that kind of excitement,
Exactly.
So I think that's kind of another reason why I like to do competitions. It still gets me, that excitement and.
It's not so much the winning or losing, right? It's just that build up. That
Yeah,
feeling of,
yeah. I
like,
mean, winning is fun, but
winning is good.
but at the same time, it's like that's just the end game, right? Like you have to enjoy the process as well.
Right.
Not or else the results is just it's not going to be fulfilling if you don't enjoy the process and you're only looking at the end game. You missed all the important stuff in between. So I feel like that's you have to enjoy take the time to enjoy that part as well.
It's super important. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So, Scott, you talked about your knee injury. Have you guys, aside from that, have you guys encountered any injuries or had extended layoffs from jiu-jitsu for any reasons?
I've had like multiple injuries. I probably should have seen a doctor and or whatever, but I kind of just write it out and kind of go. I think I popped this knee out like I counted like 8 times so far since last February before the tournament, and then finally like I was trying to move on to like add on other endeavors in like sports and stuff, but I had one last test like a month ago and it popped out again, so it was really frustrating. So I went to see a doctor. They did an MRI and like I have a torn MCL and an ACL. I think there's an old tear in my ACL, a new tear, and then a new tear on my MCL. So I've had that for the past year, I guess. I think pretty sure I ripped a ligament in my shoulder too, but I don't know. I can't stay away. I don't want to do surgery because then you'd be out for 9 months. So
Surgery is hard to deal with. Yeah.
I might as well just live with it.
You said you might look in stem cell potentially.
Yeah. So the surgeon offered an ACL replacement, but I was like, So I was looking for other ways to do it. I already did therapy. I've done everything possible. So looking at stem cells, I think that's probably the next step. But I'm gonna get another MRI just to see where it's at now, and talk it over with my surgeon, and then do the stem cells first before I do that. So then at least it's not as long of
So nuts.
a layoff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know my mood will decline significantly if I stop doing this. So cannot.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely it helps to reset the mind. Yeah. Tough day at work or things going on, just come jiu-jitsu and then everything kind of clears up after that. Yeah. Because you were out for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a baby. She was born 3 months early. It was a kind of challenging time. I was getting ready for Fuji, I think. I was cutting weight for Fuji. That was a tough one. I needed to cut like 10 pounds or 12 pounds or something in like a week. So
I remember that
we
week.
were pushing hard that week, and then
We just came back from vacation.
yeah,
before
yeah.
that. Both of us.
Yeah, we were eating all kinds of stuff, It's like, nah, we can cut the weight. And then, the Friday, my wife had a doctor's appointment, baby checkup appointment, the Friday before the tournament, and her blood pressure was just super high.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so we went to the Straub, I think it's Straub, or the one in Kamakana, and I knew right away something was wrong because the nurse assistant or whatever they're called looked at the machine, and she kind of looked at me and looked at the machine. She's like, "Oh, let's try that again." Same thing, looked at me, and she's like, "I'll be right back." And I looked at my wife and I was like, that can't be good, But the plan basically was to go to that, then go back to the gym and shed the last, couple pounds. But then the news came from the doctor that they're gonna admit my wife to Kapilani. We both kind of looked at each other like, yeah, we'll go, after. And she's like, no, you guys are going tonight. So I was like, oh shoot. I was like looking at her and she's like, what about the tournament? And I was like, I guess I'm not gonna go, So I called. Luckily, I have a friend that runs it, and I kind of messaged her and I let her know, the situation, and she helped me out and just said take care of the family first. So shout out to Corey. She helped me out with that. But
But baby's doing good now, right?
baby's doing good
That's
now. But there was like
with God's grace, the baby's
yeah,
doing well.
yeah, definitely. I mean, we're out she was stuck in a NICU, 69 days, and then Marissa was in the hospital for 11 days before that. So I mean, the whole time, just just being out of jiu-jitsu, like you said, it sucked. I felt like I was like starting to gain momentum, and then just to get sidelined like off of something like that, but I guess it kind of puts things into perspective. Like, yes,
Yes.
jiu-jitsu is important, but like family is first.
Oh, way more
Family is
important.
first. So
But you've been back, what, a couple weeks?
yeah, I think about 2 weeks, 3 weeks now.
3 weeks?
Consistent,
Yeah, yeah.
Getting
So
your groove back a little bit? Kind of
I'm
feeling?
still super rusty, super sluggish. I still make mistakes that I shouldn't be making, but learning experience, right? It's just
I can only
give myself
imagine.
grace.
I said it on the last interview. Carter and I went on a 10-day trip, came back, and we felt rusty after 10 days.
Yeah.
So being out that long, like
Oh,
months,
yeah.
like I can't even fathom like what that would be like anymore.
It sucked. He helped me a lot. I just showing up, all the time. Even if I didn't ask him, he would just show up, and it's kind of side note, but like I found Jesus because
That's
of
awesome,
it.
bro. That's awesome.
I remember being in the hospital and just saying like, hey, if you save my wife and my baby, I'll come find you, right? So Coach Gabe, kind of helped me find his church, and
That is awesome.
now we do Monday. We go to a men's group on Mondays. But yeah, it's jiu-jitsu, Jesus, my
It all kinda
family.
ties
It's
together.
kind of
Yeah.
it's starting to all
For
click.
sure.
So it's good. Again, it's good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The family, the jiu-jitsu family, the community, guys texting me and messaging me on Instagram like, hey, thinking about you, praying for you.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's
cool.
That's why I'm sure your circle of friends has grown a lot since you started jiu-jitsu.
Oh, 100%.
People that you wouldn't even know, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm friends with like 20-year-olds. Like, in what universe can a 63-year-old man be friends with 20-year-olds?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
That just doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
But there's just so many opportunities with all your guys' kids and all of that, all those connections that we made, all those relationships that we built. Jiu-jitsu is just, I don't know, it goes way beyond just rolling around on the mats. Yeah, yeah. So I always ask this question. It's kind of I think I kind of already know the answer, but who's your favorite training partner? I didn't even have to ask, but I think I would ask it for the
Yeah.
for the people out there. Hey, who's your favorite training partner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just easy because we know each other's weaknesses, so we try to exploit it. And when we do, we help each other out. Like, hey, you need to do this. You need to start looking for the hands. You need to start blocking, framing. Like it's just easy to do that. Like have somebody.
The awesome part is you guys are at the same belt level. You guys are pretty close in size, right? Like
Yeah.
if I was your partner, it wouldn't really work, right? I'm so much smaller than you, right? But you guys are pretty close
Still
in size.
smash me.
Yeah, you still kick our ass.
Nah. You guys are just coming way up. So, do you guys have somebody that you look to, like a high level competitor, or somebody that you try to look for specific things, or are you guys kind of more like you look for specific techniques that you might be working? Because we
Yeah.
all look on the internet, we look at
Yeah.
Instagram, we look at YouTube, we do all those kind of things. Is there somebody that you like in particular?
I actually like deleted my Instagram, so I'm not really in the loop with a lot of things anymore. But I found like John Danaher, so I like his system, and I know he talks about like new jiu-jitsu guys focus on the back, working from there before you work the top. So I think it just kind of fell into place, and I really like his style of teaching and his way of, I guess, learning and growing as a new jiu-jitsu person. So he's the one. And then lately, just randomly in Nogi, I've been playing with octopus guards, so
Octopus
Frank
guard.
Jones, but yeah, it's just fun, just an extra fun thing. And then Adam Wojcik, because he's like
Butterfly
a half
dude.
guard player,
Yeah,
a butterfly half guard. So those are the main ones.
You get anybody, Brandon? Or you just whatever?
I kind of just focus more on a technique more
Techniques.
than the person. So if something happens to me in a roll or whatever, I try to remember it, and then try to look for counters to it, and try and do it on the next class or whatever. Yeah, I mean, all the big names is who you kind of look towards,
Right,
but
right.
I care more about like the little the little details,
details,
and that's
yeah.
kind of what I'm looking for when I watch like YouTube
sure,
videos
for sure,
and stuff.
for sure.
But
Anybody that stands out to you that helped you influence you from the beginning to where you guys are at
gosh,
now?
you and
I always
Carter.
ask these dumb questions. I know I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
this is part of my questions, right? I'm
Yeah.
not trying to like fluff myself up, but you know, I think it's important that that people starting off have somebody that they can turn to and give them guidance, right? Especially as a new person. I've seen too many people come in with the mindset that they're gonna try to beat everybody up in every single class and win every single position and never really learn anything. But as soon as they understand it's about skill acquisition and trying to get better at the techniques,
Yeah.
that's when their jiu-jitsu starts to take off and they learn a lot more. Yeah, there's just
yeah.
too many people that come in so successful in previous in other ventures, so they come in thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna be good at this. Where's your best guy? I'm gonna take that guy out, right?
Yeah.
It's a humbling sport.
Oh yeah.
But until somebody kind of gives you that little key, you're kind of wandering around, So,
I think we've kind of been blessed. I mean, throughout our entire process, we've had good coaches like you, Carter, Coach
Chris.
Gabe, Coach Chris for
Yeah.
sure, even Coach Rob, 5 o'clock class. You know, we're just lucky to have that kind of people around us.
I noticed too. You guys, you mentioned that you guys are trying to go to like United's Open Mat and other places to try out different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That's important. Like you kind of mentioned, I think one of you said, you don't really know if your technique works against other people if you only do it in your class.
Yeah.
It was rolling with Braden, and we were working some positions, and he couldn't get to the position that he was trying because I kind of knew what he was doing.
Right.
But he said, I can get it on all the lower belts here.
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
don't know how to stop it, right? So again, understanding that just because it works in your class with your teammates doesn't mean it's going to universally work. So that's where you kind of change up. Because you came to the open mat on Saturday,
So you should see the different styles in terms of like
exactly.
jiu-jitsu from one gym to the other, and it's good learning
Every gym
experience.
has like a different thing that they're doing. So, you know, I mean, maybe they did see that technique before, but they forgot it, and we're
Right.
working on it.
Right,
So
right.
you know, it's kind of good for both sides, right? Like the guy that you do it to, is like, oh shoot, I remember that. You know.
The one thing about like open mats is, I guess, jiu-jitsu culture. Like every gym that we go to, you always find somebody or multiple people usually like just open to feed you information.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like adopt you on the mat and just teach you.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fun. Chickster has a lot of good people over there.
Wish we knew that guy's name. He spent like an hour and a half trying to teaching us all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah,
This Hawaiian dude.
Big Hawaiian dude, yeah.
I think I know which guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
He did that with Carter one time too. Yeah, he just talked to him and but that's the beauty of it, right? There's no secrets. There's no like, I'm not gonna tell you, I'm gonna hide this from you. Everybody wants to share whatever they have.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, it's interesting because you know, Maya was on a podcast and he kind of mentioned that in Guam, you kind of cross-train. It's not a common thing for people to go to different gyms and train in other places. So introducing that idea here was important for him, right? And how are we going to get better if we only train with each other?
Right.
We only see each other at comps, right? I think that's kind of an old school mindset where before the advent of internet, information wouldn't flow, right? It would just be, you come to the class, there's no videotaping, there's no sharing it. The only way you could learn is coming to the class, so everything had to be kind of like top secret, right?
I think we're kind of fortunate that Coach Chris like allows us to do that. He actually kind of pushes it. You know, he's like, hey, go and cross train, but bring it back, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
That's kind of it's cool to have that. He's not like, no, you cannot train here. He's like, go ahead, do it, but just bring it back, you know. So that's cool.
It's cool we started open mat here now, so every first Saturday of the month, they have open mat open to anybody. So
No need membership.
and kids too.
Kids
Yeah,
too.
We need more kids.
Yeah, we need more kid open mats.
Yes, please.
Yeah, give them the opportunities instead of just at the tournaments. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So you guys are four stripe. You guys getting close to that change in color of the belt. Yeah. So
I hope not.
it's gonna
I
happen.
feel like I have so
whether
much
it
to
happens in
learn
a month,
still.
6 months, a year, it's gonna happen. You guys are at that next step. So you know, a lot of times people fall into that blue belt level where they kind of disappear, right? We were just talking to the guy last night because he's a 2-stripe, but I can tell that your guys' passion for jiu-jitsu won't stop just because the belt color changes, right? If anything, it maybe intensifies now because you want to be able to represent that belt that you're wearing, right?
More responsibility, I guess.
Yeah.
For sure. sure. And especially your kids too, right? Your kids are going to be leveling up. The next thing you know, kids are teenagers. They're in high school, right? Like, I mean, it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I think jiu-jitsu is a good avenue for discipline, right? Building friendships and relationships. Yeah, it's a good
It's
sport.
pretty much engraved in our life, from our kids to us. Like if we let that go, it's a big chunk
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
of our life. We'll
Yeah.
let go, so cannot.
Yeah, it's more than just like a physical activity to do. It's a little, it's like our, our family is kind of, that's like the glue for our family, I
Yeah,
guess.
it ties you guys together.
Yeah.
It's amazing, pretty amazing.
Our kids we always go to the mall and they're like rolling in the grass.
Oh yeah, they're the crazy kids that you see at Comic Con rolling
They
in
were
that
at the
grassy
beach,
patch.
like laying on the beach, like grown-ass men.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's so awesome to hear. I'm happy. I feel blessed that we were at least part of their initial journey,
Mhm.
and we continue to try to be involved with them as they continue to grow. Yeah,
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for other, aside from their family, the role models that can help them push them in a positive direction. Society nowadays is just so bad. Yeah, it's so easy to fall into bad areas. So we want to try to help influence in a positive
Yeah.
light. Yeah, for sure.
help them think through their problems and
For
not
sure.
just react.
For sure.
So it's
Alright.
always a good, I guess it's like a second parenting tool for them. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So not just what we say, but having the coaches.
Because a lot of times they don't listen to the parents, but they'll listen to the coach, right?
Yeah,
Another adult
exactly.
figure can help guide
Exactly.
them in the right direction. Yeah. Yeah. Experience that myself.
They might
as
not
well.
listen to the parents, but they'll listen to their jiu-jitsu coach. It's like, yeah.
It's crazy. Like my kids, when before jiu-jitsu, like my daughter was really shy, really timid. My son's similar too, but like with jiu-jitsu, like you, Carter, Coach Chris, Coach Gabe, like all the main guys, like really kind of guided them. And now my daughter like walks around confident. She's a different person, and she really like bloomed into
That's
herself.
awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's awesome to hear.
priceless, and always thankful for you guys. So
Yeah, definitely thankful for you guys.
We're happy to be part of their journey. Yeah, we feel lucky to be part of that. Yeah.
I think you taught them more than just about chasing the medals, right? I mean, they like winning, but I think the lessons, right, that comes with the losses, that's important as well. So I think that you kind of not drilled it into them, but you let them know that you're not going to win all the time.
Right.
Not just in jiu-jitsu, but in life. You're not going to win all the time, and that's okay as long as you learn something from your loss, right? Like, it's not really a loss. So that was cool. That was one of the things that, when I heard you tell the kids that, it put things into perspective. I mean, like I said, I was the parent up there, like, yelling, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, after hearing that, it was kind of advice for me as well. Just like, yeah, you're right. You're not going to win every match. But did I learn something from that role? Did I learn something from, that position or that loss, whatever you want to call it? And if you did learn something, then it's not really a loss,
To move forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Coach Gabe says, fall forward, right?
yeah,
Fall forward.
Yeah.
I remember that. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being part of this interview, sharing you guys' journey. You guys got Scott, you got anybody you want to shout out to or thank?
I guess, of course, shout out to you, shout out to Coach Carter, pretty much our main guys, Coach Chris, Coach Gabe, and James. Thank you, James, all the time. Always showing me the way. Yeah. And of course, Coach Kavai too, always taking care of
Coach
our
Kavai.
kids.
Yeah, I was
Bust
gonna
everybody
say
up.
that's what I was gonna say. Don't forget, Coach. Yeah, just thanks to like you said, the coaches, but also our teammates. I mean, without them, we wouldn't have anybody to practice techniques with, or I'm grateful for all of the guys that kill me every single night. It's fun. It's what keeps me coming back. Obviously, you have so much more to learn because those
Never
guys are
ends.
able. Yeah,
Never ends.
yeah.
Never
So,
ends.
just grateful for that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Coach.
From everybody at Miley Girl Productions and Small Man Jiu-Jitsu, thank you for tuning in. Catch you on the next one.
All right.
We out.